Hey guys, so, I'm in a ranting mood today. I'm here to tell people, I'm here to talk about Grand Theft Auto and, the controversy and the problems over the years and that sort of thing. Now, the thing about it is, I've been playing Grand Theft Auto since I was really young. The original first Grand Theft Auto, I have the original, that original one on PC somewhere out there. Anyway, that was the first Grand Theft Auto I ever played. That game I sucked at it because I was very young. I was probably about 5 or so. No, probably more like 3. I wasn't good at it at all. I died a lot, could barely play it, and was never really good at it. Anyway, that was a little part for me. And probably a little bit later, probably by the time I was around about 5, so that would have been about 2002, at the time Vice City came out. I loved Vice City. My brother had bought it. It was a big thing. I would play it like all the freaking time. I'd run around with a gun, shoot at people. I was never very good at it. To be honest, never very good at it at all. But I did my best at it. I was never really good at it because I was young. I was 5 years old. I wasn't good, If I remember correctly, the next one I played was San Andreas. Again, wasn't very good at it. I was pretty young then. I think I was probably around 7. Still have it somewhere around here. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Then I graduated up to Vice City and add on. When it came out, I don't know when it came out. I can't remember. It came out in 08, so I don't know how old I would have been back then. But anyway, I rented the game a bit from a local Blockbuster, if I remember correctly. Played it for a while, got into it. I had a lot of fun with it, a lot of good time there. Memories, man. And, I rented it so long, okay, yeah. I actually still got the sticker right over here from when I bought it. When I bought it, it was $26.99, and that was a pre-owned copy for the PS3. And I played the game all the time. And so, yeah, I see where the copy is, but I don't want to pull it out, so it's tucked in there nicely. Anyway, more important. I graduated onto that, and I finally did complete it. I think I completed it last year. And I bought it, I think, I bought the game back in 09. I actually bought the game in 09, probably. I was pretty, I wasn't very super amazing at it. I think it was one of the first open world games I actually bought for my PS3. No, Prototype was the first open world game. No, Mercenaries 2. Yeah, Mercenaries 2. And I was never very good at it. It happens. I wasn't super good at it at the start, but I got really good at it. And I was really happy with it. Now, GTA 5. I've seen the trailer for a long time. I saw it like the day it came out on Machinima. I was going off the wall when I saw it. I called up my buddies, that I play with, and I was like, "Oh shoot, son, this is, it's crazy." It was crazy to imagine. Now, to be honest, GTA 5 looks amazing, and that's probably gonna be, now that I've finally gotten back into the GTA series, I think it's probably gonna be a day one buy for me, with any luck. Dang it, this chair sucks. Seriously, this chair is terrible. But anyway, on to what I was gonna more or less talk about. That was just to give you a little backstory on my GTA history. I was playing Vice City, shooting at people. I've been exposed to these games for a long time, since I was very young. And and I'm not weird, I'm no killer, I'm no psycho. That proves that these parents who say that these games cause murderers and killers and psychos and bad people, that just disproves the theory that that is not true. Now, I will say, I am a little bit strange. And of course, like all people, I have a certain bloodlust. Like all males. That's just us. You know, so I mean, I'm not going to say that there aren't certain things, but I doubt it's the game's fault. In fact, I know it's not. I've never killed anything in my life, except for some bugs, probably. As far as I know. I mean, to be honest with, you know, Jack Thompson. Now, one of the things that was big was that, back in, when Grand Theft Auto, you know, having drunk driving be in there, you know, I thought, well, I don't really see anything wrong with it. He states that it's a bad, Nico says out loud that this is a bad idea and that he shouldn't be doing it. I mean, if you're drunk, I don't really see I don't see Mothers Against Drunk Driving's point on this. I mean, I guess I could understand it. But first, let me ask you one thing. Why are you letting your little kids play the game in the first place? Just my opinion. I mean, 17 plus for M-rated games. 18 plus if it's AO, but there aren't any AO games, really, so. But still, why are you letting your kids play that? That's the thing that I ask. I mean, I understand. I know, I mean, I got into them at my age, so, like, but still, you get what I'm saying. You know, I'm not trying to be hypocritical, it's just, you know, just my opinion. Another thing is the hot coffee scandal. Now, back when this happened, I remember seeing an article about it. I remember reading a game magazine, and it was like some kind of class action lawsuit advertisement in the magazine to try and sue Rockstar over the hot coffee thing, and I was like, you know, and just a couple years ago I looked that up and I did some more research on that, and I was like, oh wow, well that seemed a little silly, but you know, that was back when I was really young. And I was really, you know, and I found that with people, when, yeah, it's just, it seems silly, because back, another thing that was made on a press conference about it, I forget who made it, I think it might have been Hillary Clinton, actually. She had said that they were trying to slip pornography into their children's games. You know, it's not really a kid's game, it's 17 plus, you know, so maybe, you know, doesn't really, you know, make any sense, but what do you expect? It's a little silly to me that it was such a big thing, big problem. And to be honest, I don't really see the problem. I mean, shoot, if movies can have, you know, nudity and sex in them, you know, it's like, come on. If they can have nudity and sex in them, why not games? I don't really see the crossover here. I don't really see the divide that makes any sense. But, you know, my big thing is also, of course, you know, it's like, it's silly to imagine the fact that people got so outraged over certain things in the game series. I mean, come on. You know, there was this thing that was like, there was this one thing, I think it was in number 3 or so, I forget, and the line was like, kill these Haitians, or, I'm not going to go into what it was, but anyway, people got all up in, these racial coalitions got all up in arms over that because they thought it was racist, which it really isn't, because it's not like it said any racial or derogatory terms. It said stuff that, you know, normally here. But anyway, you know, that's a big thing that I see. I don't really get that either. I mean, I guess if you're so, I mean, they actually ended up taking the word Haitians out of it just so they could appease the people. But I digress. Now, the big thing that struck me really weird about hot coffee, since it was never meant to be playable, and it's only playable by a hack, I don't really see how that's Rockstar's fault. They did their job to cover the thing up. They decided to not do it. They covered it up. Then a hacker came in and exposed it. You know, if no one knew that that was in there, that Rockstar built it, they could have, anybody could build that. I could go, if I had the time to get a, programming degree, sit down on my computer and build a hot coffee mod for GTA 4. I could in theory. But I don't know anyone who would do that. I don't know the time. I don't know why, So it just seems silly to me that people are so up in arms over that when it's no one's fault. I mean, sure, maybe it was a bad idea to originally ever, but still, they covered it up and then some hacker found out about it and leaked it. Not their fault. They did their best to cover it up. These things happen. People need to learn that these things happen. Another big thing is, it's just silly to me how many people are so up in arms, and it's mostly, all the mother parenting groups, and I gotta tell these parenting groups, seriously guys, there are a lot worse things for your children than sex, or violence, or foul language. Again, all these things, there are very many worse things. And wouldn't it be better to take your time, less time spending protecting your kids in those ways, and spending time with your children? Because you never know how long you got left. Anybody, I could die tomorrow. I could die in a second from now, or a minute from now. I don't know. Nobody knows when they're going to go. But that means you should always take advantage to spend time with your children or your family. And that these parenting group needs to get off the cases of these people. Everyone's trying to make money and just do their job. And Jack Thompson, you really need to shut up. I mean, if you wanted to sit down with me and do an honest interview, I ain't gonna yell at you, I'm gonna let you talk, I'm gonna let you have your standpoints for everything. If you somehow see this Jack Thompson, go ahead, get in touch with me. I'd love to talk to you, and I'd love to have an honest, man-to-man discussion about this. I ain't gonna yell at you, be all cool about it, be understanding, I'm gonna get where you're coming from, and I'm gonna be willing to just talk man-to-man about things. So if you see this Jack, try to contact me, okay? And I promise we will have an honest, man-to-man discussion. I will let you have your opinions, and I will have mine, and we will both come to an agreement on something, I am sure. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you back here in the very near future.